Welcome, everyone. Today, I'd like to explore the power of the mind and the power of the emotions with you. So, you are for sure all familiar with the power of the mind. You've heard of it and you know how to do that. You know the instructions, you know the vision boards, goal setting, and so on, setting your mindset straight, working on your beliefs, everything. You've heard that. You're very familiar with it. And let me tell you, I walked that path. I did that and I failed. I really failed. And this is why I realized, okay, there's something else playing into it. And I noticed, okay, it's my emotions that are messing up everything. And I was a complete mess inside. I really was. I mean, I was suffering from complex trauma and had anger issues, anxiety issues, the whole bunch. I feel I was some kind of a hopeless case. But I realized, okay, it's my emotions. Something about my emotions is really making my life difficult. And this also made me aware that there is a power in your emotions. And you need to take them seriously. You need to really see them as a force of their own. And if you love esoterica, if you love the spiritual knowledge, you might have heard also that the emotions and the mind both are on your astral body. So they're sharing this astral body and they have like more or less an equal place and they are more or less intermingling, working together. And usually, when the mind is at peace, when the emotions are at peace, it's easy. It's easy to move forwards and to set your goals and to move towards what you want and create, be in the creative power. But if there is a mess in your mental body, if there's a mess in your emotional body, if you feel like your mind is going crazy, it's like the monkey brain is taking over and your emotions are just really in a turmoil. This is where your focus is going. This is where your energy is going. And this is why it's so good to be aware that it's not only the mind that has power, but it's really also the emotions as well. They are very powerful. And usually, if you're eager to manifest, you have to take the emotions into consideration. And I'd suggest it's not about focusing on just fulfilling the own urges or just focusing on the own pleasure and being self-centered and having these kind of manifesting techniques in order to just fulfill your own wishes, because we are more than that. And it's more or less we are meant to grow spiritually, and that includes our emotional aspect and our mental aspect, means that we are growing in our consciousness as well. So therefore, I'd really just want you to see that the emotions, they play a huge role in our existence and they're really having their own way. So yes, in regards to the power of the mind, I failed and I noticed that even though I'm someone who's very invested in something when I'm focusing on it, and I was doing big research and trying to really set everything straight, and I was very eager and very clear, but nevertheless the downfall was so painful and so difficult to deal with at those times. And then when I was slowly working on my emotional aspects, I noticed how this was actually the answer. All the visions I had beforehand, where I believed that I need in order to become happy, they did not have the kind of pull much longer, because sometimes we are also escaping by trying to create a fantasy world and telling ourselves stories that we believe that this will make us happy. But in the end, if you are determined and meeting yourself eye to eye in a respectful way and meeting all your parts and allowing these parts to return back to harmony, you're going to notice that's actually the path to peace inside and harmony inside. But as long as one of your aspects is struggling and is screaming for your attention and needs support in being brought back to harmony, it might be difficult to really experience a sustainable state of tranquility. And therefore, I do believe we really learned a lot in regards to the power of the mind, and it's crucial information. It's very important. But in the end, we need to see it just as one aspect of ourselves. It's like one of the chalices that is carrying something sacred, something important for us. And now we need to move on. Now we realized, okay, we actually struggled. We actually had difficulties by only focusing on the power of the mind because all the other aspects were ignored. But now, when we are focusing on the other aspects as well, this is where the real growth is going to happen inside you, because we cannot only grow from our mind. That's really just a very reductive way of living your life. If you're only trying to experience the world from your mind. But if you notice that the emotional part is a valuable and valid part in your life as well, and it deserves the same attention, you already are going to create something more harmonious, because you already are willing to listen and you already learn to spend your time with it. And if you also see that, I mean, we have the body as well that has its needs, and we have the spiritual aspect of ours. So if you are really aware of the complexity of your own self and sense the preciousness of it, that's already a step of moving towards your own happiness or towards your own tranquility. So that's just my take on it. And I'd be curious to hear what you say about that, what you like to share about it. Did you fail when you were just using the power of the mind? What are your observations? I'd love to read in the comments down below. And looking forward to seeing you next time. Take good care and goodbye for now.